Hello, and welcome to the Energy Services Policy and Procedures Training. My name is Sam. In this training, we will cover the scope of the policy, getting started as a partner intake site, the customer service policy, the no fee for service policy, training, site implementation, the application policy, personal identifiable information, also known as PII, the homebound procedure, and community engagement. In this training, we will cover ethics, fraud, waste, and abuse, infractions, dispute process for infractions, tier evaluations, the shredding policy, ending a contract as a partner intake site, energy services technician transfer policy, and the resources. This presentation is to provide an overview of the energy services policies and procedures. These policies should be understood and adhered to. Doing so will contribute to the overall success of our organization. You will be able to familiarize yourself with the procedures whether you are new or a seasoned partner intake site. This presentation is designed to be informative and easy to follow, but please always remember to review the entire policies and procedures packet. Getting started as a partner intake site. Partner intake sites are required to provide the following information to energyintake@ceta.org.net and inform us of any updates prior to or as they are being made. Please always email us the days and hours of operation, the address and phone contact information for your main and satellite sites. All energy services technician must complete and pass all program training. Notify Energy Intake and copy your site's assigned partnership coordinator for any site closures. Voicemails must be kept up to date with current information and they should be checked daily. As for technology, your site must meet the technical requirements to provide services to our customers. Please reference the packet for more details. Sites are encouraged to provide additional services to their communities besides energy services and the weatherization programs. Relocating main or satellite locations. Following these steps will help ensure all policies and procedures are being adhered to. Number 1. Notify Energy Intake at ceta.org.net and your partnership coordinator of your site's intent to move. Send them the new address, the contact information of the person able to coordinate an assessment of the new location, and the date on which the site intends to move. Number 2. The facility must be set up and be ready for intake to be conducted so that we can have an accurate assessment of the customer experience. 3. Your assigned partnership coordinator will reach out to the contact person to schedule an appointment to assess the facility. Number 4. Sites may only operate out of locations approved by CETA Energy Services. Sites that move location or office space during the program year must follow the instructions listed in the PII section. Now we will discuss the customer service policy. The customer service policy. A few things to take note. Your site must assist any customer requesting assistance and maintain a professional business environment. If there is a risk to the safety of any energy services technician, please follow your organization's policies and protocols and email your partnership coordinator as soon as possible with the description of the incident and the actions taken by your site. No one is allowed to access the Energy Services Assistance Program's customers' information without training or signing the confidentiality policy. Services are not based on race, color, sex, religion, creed, political beliefs, age, national origin, language differences, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, height, weight, marital or familial status, or disability. Please read the entire policy in the Policies and Procedures packet. Now let's go over the no service fee policy. The no fee for service policy. All programs are free. There is no fee to apply for assistance. The notice No payment for services signage can be found on the partner site portal. This signage should be displayed in the intake areas and waiting areas of each physical location where in-person intake is conducted. Please read this policy thoroughly to ensure that you are in compliance. Next, we will cover training.
Training. Training is required throughout the program year to help partner intake sites best serve our customers. Training can come in webinars, videos such as these, all site emails, also known as ASEs, and other forms. Energy Services technicians must complete all training and pass assessments before entering applications. Assessments require a score of at least 80%, or in some cases, an acknowledgement of completion. Test scores are emailed to the site directors and program contacts within a 5 business day turnaround time.
In this section, we will cover the site implementation plan. Prior to each program year, your partnership coordinator provides a report of progress from the previous program year in areas in which attention is needed. Included in the reports are the total number of applications completed, whether successfully or denied, any outreach recommendations. They will also go over the customer service expectations. You will review the program policies and procedures and discuss best practices. Now we will discuss site visit expectations. Site visits are conducted by the site's partnership coordinator, but it's not limited only to the partnership coordinator. Visits can be done remotely via Microsoft Teams or Zoom or in person. These can be both scheduled or unannounced. Topics covered during site visits include but are not limited to denied applications/trends, pending applications, incomplete applications, customer service concerns, applications, trends, and goals, reviewing policies and procedures, and follow up on previously identified issues or trends. Please review the entire policy and procedures in the packet. Now we will cover the application policy. To help ensure our customers are getting the assistance they need in a timely manner, we ask the following. 1. Submit applications and supporting documents within the outlined time frame indicated in training per program. 2. Maintain applications after intake and monitor them to ensure they are enrolled or approved. 3. The entering of energy services applications must be conducted during approved hours of operation. These are the hours your executive director and program contacts provided to energy intake. Number 4. File tampering is a compliance violation that may result in a tier reduction. 5. Splitting a household is defined as intentionally completing 2 applications for a single household. 6. Energy services technicians should never enter their own applications or their family members. For further instructions on this policy, please review the Policies and Procedures packet. Now we will cover the PII policy, the Personal Identifiable Information Policy. Protection of confidential information. Just as you certainly would not want your personal information floating around on the internet or in the public, See the Energy Services require that certain precautions are taken to ensure that our customers' information is also kept secure and safe. PII is defined as personal identifiable information. It is CETA policy that any documents that contain a customer's PII are adequately locked and secured to ensure that the customer's information is not exposed to unauthorized individuals. Reviewing the Policies and Procedures Manual will allow you to properly identify what is considered PII and how to protect it. The Homebound Procedure. The homebound procedure This process should be used sparingly and involve coordination with your site's partnership coordinator to ensure that this is the last resort. This process is only available to customers who cannot leave their homes for any reason other than doctor's visits and have no available resources to complete an application on their behalf. Please explore other options first, including remote intake or working collaboratively with your partnership coordinator to determine other options, such as mailing out the application with a paid return envelope from CETA Central. We also have the proxy process. For more on homebound procedures or other options, please read the entire Policies and Procedures packet. Now we will cover community engagement.
Community engagement. We rely on our partners to assist with making our customers aware of the many programs and the ease of applying through outreach, or any contribution of distributing information regarding CETA and its programs. Partner intake sites must send requests to energyoutreach at cetaorg.net for information dissemination, interviews, non-intake outreach, and CETA promotional materials. Partner sites may participate in non-intake outreach or fairs, but must notify both Energy Outreach at cetaorg.net and the partnership coordinator. Allow for a 5 business day turnaround for approval. Determinations can be pending, approved, or unable to approve with reasons.
Outreach is defined as any contribution to distribute information regarding CETA programs. 1. If you are providing information to be published in newsletters, community papers, mailings, flyers, and social media regarding CETA and its programs. 2. Communication in the form of interviews or speaking opportunities as a partner of CETA. 3. Distribution of CETA flyers and program information. 4. Energy services technicians completing intake from a non-contracted location such as an event or assisted living facility and other examples. All examples of outreach must receive CETA approval before any outreach event and material is produced. Now we will cover ethics, fraud, waste, and abuse. One of the requirements set in place by the Office of Community Assistance, also known as the OCA, is to hold a yearly review of our prevention of fraud, waste, and abuse training with all of our partners. As shepherds of the LIHEAP grant, this annual review is essential to ensure we are effectively conducting our business in relation to LIHEAP in an ethical way and are better able to identify potential fraud, waste, and abuse. Please review the entire policy in the Policies and Procedures packet. Next, we will cover infractions. In the event a partner intake site fails to follow the program policies and procedures set forth by the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, also known as the DCEO and CETA, an infraction will occur. Depending on the level of infraction, a site's tier may change for the upcoming program year. More details regarding each infraction type can be found on pages 39 through 42. The infraction list includes deferred actions, written warnings. There are 2 types. Energy services technician or site suspension. This is a high-level infraction. Probations, terminations, and disbarments, both of which are high-level infractions.
Now we will go over the dispute process for infractions. The dispute process for infractions. Upon non-compliance, a formal suspension letter is sent to the site's executive director. This results in password deactivation, halting intake for energy services, and halting communication with the weatherization department. The executive director has a 7 business day window to dispute the suspension via a written appeal to energy intake at cetaorg.net. This initiates a review process involving a conference call to discuss findings and determinations. Suspensions vary in length and can lead to a contract termination. If no appeal is made, the suspension stands. Once lifted, the site is monitored with potential random site visits. Non-compliance can result in additional infractions, potential termination, or required extra training.
Now we will cover tier evaluations. Tier evaluations. Sites are assigned tiers ranging from 1 to 4, 1 being the highest and 4 indicating more assistance is needed. It is based on the previous program year's performance relative to the DVP denial percentage and the number of compliance infractions. The tier system is not meant to be a punitive action, but a tool to identify and better support those sites that may be struggling. While all sites are provided a certain level of oversight and assistance, the amount in oversight and assistance increases with the level of tier. New sites will automatically be assisted at the level of a Tier 4 site until they have a full year's worth of data to assign them a tier. Additionally, assistance may be provided if it is determined that the site needs it regardless of the tier. Let us discuss the differences in tiers. Tier 1 must have zero compliance issues and a 10% or below denial rate. Tier 2 has one or fewer compliance issues and a denial rate below 12%, but does not qualify for a higher tier. Tier 3 has 3 or fewer compliance issues with a denial rate below 15%, but does not qualify for a higher tier. Tier 4 has 4 or more compliance issues or a denial percentage over 15%. Now let's go over the shredding policy. CETA is required to ensure that all Energy Services Program files are securely retrieved and destroyed after the state closeout. If the site must retain files, information must be provided in writing and proper storage of the files must be adhered to. Documents can be shredded immediately after the application is enrolled or approved. If a site permanently closes before the end of the program year, all Energy Services files must be returned to CETA. Please read the policy in the Policies and Procedures packet. Next, we will cover ending a contract as a partner intake site. Ending a contract as a partner intake site. Please review the process for ending a contract as a partner intake site on page 31. Additionally, please inform your site's assigned partnership coordinator so that we can explore every option before ending your site's partnership with us to ensure it's the best decision for your site and the customers we serve. Now let us cover Energy Services Technician Transfer Policy. CETA recognizes that energy services technicians occasionally need to transfer to different partner intake sites for various reasons. This process can be found on page 32 and requires the completion of a form and approval from the intake supervisor or manager. Once approved, the transfer of the site will be requested for the Energy Services Technicians LIHEAP.net and STARS credentials. The executive director and program contact of the new site will be provided to update via email when the site has been changed in both systems. Next, we will cover resources. The following resources are available to our partners. First, you have the Partner Intake Site portal. Second, you have the Partner Intake Site Help Desk, open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they can be reached via email and phone to escalate applications. Third, you have your Partnership Coordinator, also known as the PC. They are available Monday through Friday between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Fourth, you have the email energyintake@cetaorg.net. This will reach the Energy Intake Unit Project Coordinator, and they are responsible for maintaining records pertaining to partner intake sites. Fifth, you have the All Site emails, also known as ASEs, and they are sent to the partner intake sites every Friday before 1 p.m. and occasionally throughout the week. Thank you for attending the Energy Services Policies and Procedures training. To make it another successful program year, please remember to review the entire packet for the policies and procedures. Thank you.